Hello, everyone. My name is Eric K. Thomas, editor-in-chief of the Quintessential Gentleman, and today we are talking to the director of Haunted Mansion, Mr. Justin Simien,
Yeah, you
right?
got it, man.
Perfect. On the first try, look, I was going to look it up and stuff, but then I heard other people. I was like, no, he said it right. We're good.
Yeah,
How are
Simien,
you doing today?
yeah. I'm good, man. I'm really good. How are you doing?
Awesome. I'm doing great, doing great. Had a chance to check out Haunted Mansion. Thought it was really, really well done. So congratulations. I know you're super excited, but it was definitely awesome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Of course. So I want to know, kind of out the gate, what was the most challenging part about directing this film, and how did you overcome it?
I think for me it was like the scale of it. It was like and I don't mean that in terms of like the actual, work that you put into it or the size of the movie, but just like it was the longest shoot I've ever done. It was the longest like editing process I've ever been in. We started talking about this movie in 2021. It was originally supposed to come out at the top of the year. They started to get kind of excited about it, so they moved it towards the summer. It was just like it just never ended. And my first movie was like, I think we shot that thing in like 18, 19 days. I mean, it was just like, it was just such a difference in terms of like the time. And sort of just trying to keep the vision that I had when I first opened the script and keep that alive as sort of like the organizing principle, even though it really was a journey to get the movie to the screen. I think that was definitely the challenge for me.
Got it. So, a lot of people, may not expect kind of this lesson about love and grief that I thought was like really, really good,
Mm.
in the film. And I want to know, first of all, I thought it was delivered masterfully. I think a lot of people are going to be able to kind of take that away from it, right? But that's not what everybody would think about it. But did you go into it thinking that like that is something you wanted to come across, or did it kind of just happen that way?
No, it was definitely an intention. I mean, it was there in the script, written by Katie Dippold, and also it was part of the appeal for me. I lost my father at a young age. I've dealt with a lot of, grieving the loss of people throughout my life. And when I got the script, it was like 2020, 2021. I was going through kind of a tough time. I think we all were during COVID and George Floyd, and there's so much going on in the world and going on in my career. And what I saw in this character of Ben, played by Lakeith Stanfield, is a guy who kind of masks how difficult everything is with this sort of like dry sense of humor. And I was like, wow, this script is low key reading me for filth right now. And I just love the opportunity to, well, the first thing I said when I started to, go out for the movie is like, if it's me, we have to really root this movie in New Orleans, which I understand to be one of the blackest cities in the world. So it's got to be a black lead for me to direct the movie. And two, I thought there was something actually really radical about having a black man as a sort of like hero in a big studio tentpole movie, but the whole thing like hinges on his ability to feel difficult feelings. Like that's new. And then he goes on to sort of be a father figure to a young black kid. I'm like, that's radical, and no one's going to expect that. Everyone's going to come for the chills and the thrills, and we got to give them that. But if I can also do this other thing that I don't really see any other movies doing at this scale, and do right by New Orleans, like I feel like as an artist, I've done something, a little subversive and a little important. I kind of snuck some things through, and so for me, that was definitely the appeal.
Oh, that was awesome. And my last question for you, ensemble cast, everybody was hilarious. I want to know how much of it was like improv or like on a set, like saying stuff. I definitely know Tiffany Haddish was just saying stuff on the set for
Oh
sure, but I want to
yeah.
know it's kind of like improv or actually scripted.
You know what? Improv is a tricky thing for me. I grew up in, I kind of born and raised. Houston, Texas is where I learned to direct. I went to a performing arts high school, and we sort of like, there's a line between improv and comedy. And I'm one of those guys who like, I don't let everybody improv because
Yeah.
especially if the script is well written, let's get the scripted joke down first, and then we can play. But then when you have people like Tiffany Haddish or Danny DeVito or Owen Wilson, like you got to create an environment where these people can best each other and best what's on the page and best what they said in the last take. So it was a combination. And one of the things that like I thought was really lovely is I wanted to create a real sense of family with these people. I wanted to create a real a creative space for them to like be themselves. And what would happen is like Rosario and Chase Dillon, they really were forming a mother-son kind of bond. And so you hear these little like these sort of like not full dialogue, but just these moments between them that are really like they feel lived in. And there's a lot of that in the movie. And there's a lot of like little moments between Owen and Lakeith and Danny and Lakeith. And then eventually like which kind of took us all by surprise, but Tiffany and Jamie Lee Curtis, they kind of have like a little mashup moment where they're like kind of messing with each other, and it's like all of that to me I think gives the sense that it's real. It's crazy the journey we're taking you on is completely unbelievable, but it needed those like little real human-y kind of moments. That was definitely a big important thing for me, for sure.
You could definitely tell. But that was awesome. Thank you so much, Justin. I really
Thank you, man.
appreciate it. And congratulations again.
I appreciate the time. Thank you.